Is ZBCN worth it for me to buy as of right now in 2025? I think so. Even though that's not financial advice and I can't speak on anyone's behalf, personally for me, I think ZBCN is a no-brainer pick for me because first of all, 10 cents, that's my price target for this forum. Now, some people may think it's crazy. Well, here's the thing. If ZBCN were to go to the price of 10 cents, considering current circulating supply, market cap would be around $7.5 billion, which isn't that crazy. That's still well beyond $100 billion less than Ethereum's current market cap. And we're not even in a fully fledged bull run yet. I mean, I don't think there's too much to ask for. Not to mention, we take a look at how that right there is actually around a 98x from here. Again, that's nearly a 100x. This is how amazing ZBCN could hypothetically be. There's no telling what it could truly be because there's no way to exactly tell how high ZBCN could go. But really, 10 cents doesn't seem that crazy to me because when I take a look at what other projects in the past have reached, like for instance, even beyond XRP right now, take a look at Dogecoin reaching over $80 billion in terms of market cap back in 2021. Shiba Inu reaching around $40 billion. I mean, come on. This doesn't seem too crazy, at least in my opinion. Now, not to mention, we have to consider how this space is on the rise. Because now, the negative quote-unquote sentiment when it comes to something like Ripple, aka XRP, it's pretty much gone. We take a look at, allegedly, the lawsuit when it comes to the SEC dropping. People are no longer scared. But of course, the way you take a look at it is that because this market is still, having a pullback, generally speaking, it doesn't seem that bullish yet. But really, once the market picks up again, I think a lot of people will take a look at something like this and be like, wow, ZBCN pretty much focus on the same things as XRP, aka Ripple. This is pretty much a no-brainer, at least for me. The way you take a look at it is that the reason why this is so amazing, for me at least, is because it's focused on the exact same markets as Ripple, but then it's much lower in terms of market cap when compared to XRP. Why would I not believe in this? If I believe in XRP and its future, which I do, why would I not believe in this? This just makes no sense. I mean, in a sense that it would make no sense for me not to believe in it. This is a no-brainer because, first of all, the payments market is already valued at over $2 trillion, and it's kind of showing no signs of stopping. Not to mention the global trade and finance market, which is predicted to reach nearly $5 trillion by 2028, according to Mordor Intelligence. So, this is a no-brainer. First of all, the market's on the rise, or should I say the markets, right, plural. Not to mention, ZBCN is kind of basically a miniature version of XRP. I mean, this is a no-brainer. I mean, I get it, XRP is always going to be the leader when it comes to this sector. But in my opinion, eventually, people are going to move on. They want to look for the next cool and interesting thing. We saw a glimpse of what ZBCN could do a little bit. Not too long ago, it had like a mini quote-unquote pump. It wasn't the best pump of all time, of course, far from it. But still, it kind of gave a glimpse as to, hey, this could maybe be something special here, especially once XRP and XLM starts picking up. I mean, just imagine this, right? Let's say XRP goes to the price of $15 during this bull run. Let's say XLM goes to the price of $10. Let's say Bitcoin reaches $250,000 and maybe even beyond. Let's say Ethereum's at 10 or 15,000. At that point, ZBCN can't reach 10 cents. I mean, it doesn't seem that crazy, at least in my opinion. This is just the way to take a look at it because when we take a look at Zebec, many people would often argue that, hey, this right here is trying to revolutionize something called the world of RWA tokens. Now, for instance, what is an RWA token? Now, an RWA token is a digital representation of a physical asset on the blockchain, which could maybe be real estate, art, financial instruments like bonds, stocks. I mean, there's a lot of possibilities there. But really, if you take a look at Zebec, I feel like it has more layers to it than something like a Stellar, aka XLM, or Ripple, aka XRP. I just feel like it is more dynamic. It's never going to defeat it, by the way. I'm just going to make that clear, but it just feels like it has more layers to it. Not to mention, we take a look at its investors allegedly being something like Solana Ventures, which we all, of course, know how amazing Solana is. We also take a look at something like Circle, which is the creator of USDC, the stablecoin, which allegedly is another investor of Zebec. And this is kind of crazy to think about because there's many projects out there that have multi-billion-dollar market caps, and they struggle to get anything even close to that when it comes to notable investors. So the fact that this can even do this while not even being anywhere near close to some of the massive projects out there in terms of size, this is how amazing it is, really, I think, when it comes to Zebec. Not to mention, they're even partners with MasterCard, Visa, JP Morgan, Bank of America, at least allegedly. So this is how amazing it is, really. I mean, those large enterprises, they're not going to want to partner with something that's bad. I'm just going to say that because let's face it, when they make decisions, they have a team, they do their due diligence. They're not making stuff out on a whim, so to speak. So the fact that this is even a reality when it comes to something like Zebec, it's actually a sight to behold, in my opinion. Very impressive. But now it's just a waiting game because usually altcoins, as a worst case scenario, they typically peak around 18 months after a Bitcoin halving event. And the last Bitcoin halving event happened in April of last year. So 18 months from then is actually around October this year. Now, there's no surefire date or anything like that, but I'm still going to pay attention to it. Things can maybe happen earlier, which would be awesome. Things could maybe happen a little bit later, which is fine. But still, even despite that, I'm going to still continue to dollar cost average anytime an income, acquire, hold, and I just wait. Because when there's over 600 million crypto owners, according to Crypto.com research, which is more than ever before in history, I highly doubt that this board is going to be bad. I still think it's far from over, which is why I'm still staying patient. And 10 cents, that wouldn't shock me whatsoever during this bull run. I think ZBCN is definitely worth it, personally, in my opinion, in 2025, even though I can't speak on anyone's behalf. And make sure to subscribe if you gain value from this video. Greatly appreciated. It's only the captain, and I'll catch y'all on the next one. I'm a peace. Bye.